guys, welcome back. So this is video 18. I think this is super critical to understand and know. So we're going to learn how to rename an Active Directory domain in Windows Server 2022. So say for an example, you have a, a company, right? Company A, and they got bought out by company B. So company B wants to have their domain companyb.com or companyb.local, whatever they want to put their domain as. They don't want to be company A anymore. So we're going to learn how to do that today. So we're going to be changing some DNS settings and adding a few things. It's a lot to write, so I'm just going to demonstrate it. We're going to be opening up command PowerShell, and we're going to be running a few of the commands, the REND, like pretty much the rename domain commands. We're gonna see that shortly. We're gonna test all the configurations, and then we're gonna be finished. And the last thing in the real world, this is what I'm saying. Once you have done all this, all your old clients, your Windows 10, your Windows 11, whatever your clients you have joined to that in our demonstration, client customer A or client A or company A going to company B, you have to rejoin them all to company B. Okay, so without further ado, please like, subscribe, share. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am making these videos. So many more to come. We're going to be doing, plenty more. And just let's jump into our domain. Open that up. Just a little, just a little heads up. I did create a domain for this video, right? So I went in and I created a whole new one. I didn't touch my domain that I was doing for the whole series as of this far. I didn't want to blow up my domain and kill everything that we've been working on. So I would recommend if you're watching this video and you're following along from video 1 to 17, please, if you're going to use the current lab that you have built, please make a clone or a backup of that machine just in case. Hopefully this all goes as planned. We're going to go through this but obviously it's technology. Sometimes it has a mind of its own. If we blow it up, we don't want to cry. You know what I mean? Start the whole thing all over. So I just made, Win22 DC01. I made my domain as oldcompany.com, and I'm just gonna put it for my new one, newcompany.com, right? So just a little insight there. Let me go ahead and show you what I did. So I changed the IP address, obviously, to 10.0.10.5. This is my domain. Let's go ahead and open up DNS. Actually, I have it down here. I want to show you guys what I've done and what it's looking like today. So my forward lookup zones, we have old underscore msdcs oldcompany.com, and then we have oldcompany.com. Then we have a reverse, and so on and so forth. I created it like I normally create my DCs, right? So in my case, we have, this is my current domain. So what we're going to have to do in forward lookup zones, we're going to have to create 2 new zones. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the first one. Let's do a new zone. Let's open this up. Now let's go ahead and click on next. And this is going to be a primary zone. I want to go ahead and click next. And we're going to go ahead and leave all the DNS servers running on this domain controller in this domain. Okay. And then the zone name, in my case, like I said, I'm going to put it as new zone or new company.com. So this is what it's going to be. It's going to go from old to new. Very simple. Okay. This is all good. Go ahead and hit next. Finito. Okay. So now we have this status running. The type is Active Directory Integrated Primary. Okay. So this is going to be the first one. Now we have to create a second one for underscore msdcs.new. Okay. So we're going to make these changes. So let's go ahead and hit next. This is going to go ahead and be a primary zone. And in here, we're going to go ahead and set all the DNS servers running on this domain, on the domain controls in this forest. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit next. And this is going to be underscore msdcs.new. company.com. Let me make sure I type that in correctly. Okay, I didn't want to make sure I didn't fat finger anything. Perfect. And good. Next. Perfect. So we are good here. Let's refresh, make sure everything's running. Awesome. So that is good here. So let's go ahead and close out DNS for now. And then let's go ahead and minimize this. Now we're going to go ahead and open up command PowerShell. So let's right click on start, open up PowerShell as an admin. Let's go ahead and just make this bigger. I want to go cd dot. I want to go ahead and just start at the C prompt, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is run that command so you guys can learn what this is, right? So let's do rename domain question mark. Okay. So if we see here RN or REN dot, like rename domain, right here, rename domain operation. So what this is doing, we're going to use various commands in here to, obviously make these changes. So we have a boatload of stuff here. So we're going to be running these in an order and just follow along and you'll see, and hopefully we can get this done correctly. Okay. So let's go ahead and click on clear here, CLS. So the first things first, I want to do an LS really quick. These are all the files and the folders that we have in this directory. So let's just do a CLS. I want to make sure. So the first thing we're going to do is the list command. So let's go ahead, list. Okay. So this is going to build out the list. So if I do an ls now, we have this domain list.xml. So let's go ahead and open that because we have to make some changes. Let's go ahead and go to C drive, right click, let's edit. Okay, let's make it a little bigger. So in DNS, we see here oldcompany.com. Obviously, we have to change this to the new company. Let's go ahead and find, actually, let's go ahead and just do replace. So I'm going to go ahead and replace everything that says old company to new company. So let me put oldcompany.com, and then I want to change this to new company.com. Okay, let's go ahead and replace, 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 replace. Okay, awesome. Okay, I could have hit replace all, but I like to do that manually just to make sure I can see it. All right, cool deal. So let's go ahead and cancel this. Now we have everything to change to new. Obviously, this last one here, the net BIOS name, we have to change that manually, right? So let's go ahead and just put new company. All right, cool deal. I think this looks good. All right, so let's go ahead and do a file save. Cool. So we should be good there. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, excuse me. Excuse me, guys. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to show the forest. Let's go ahead and do show forest. All right, so we can see here now, newcompany.com. So this is going to be our new forest. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that file that we actually just made and we're going to go ahead and upload that. Okay, let's go ahead and just put the up arrow and just type in upload. Okay, and this is going to upload, and good. It's successful. So far, so good. We haven't had any errors. And the next thing we're going to do, if you remember from our question mark, we're going to be doing prepare. Let's go ahead and prepare this bad boy. Okay, prepare. Okay, so once this is prepared, we should be good. And then the last thing we're going to do is now it's going to wait and make sure everything replies, make sure everything is good, everything's communicating. Boom, everything is good. It was prepared successfully. 1 server contacted and 0 returned with errors. So that is amazing, right? No errors is a good day. So let's go ahead and just do the last command right now. We're going to do execute. So we're going to execute this. And then after that, we're going to have to reboot the machine or reboot our server. And then we're going to continue with this process. Okay, it is tedious. It's super tedious. I remember having to do this many, many moons ago. And yeah, and I know sysadmins or most this is more like a sysadmin thing versus a help desk. I don't think a help desk is going to go and do this. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to execute this. Once we execute it, it should just reboot. Obviously, this is going to, hopefully you close everything you you needed to do and save before you done this, because now this is going to go ahead and reboot the server. There you go. So I didn't touch anything. It's going to be rebooting now. So I want to close this and just reboot manually. Go ahead and reboot it so it's quicker. So I can force that. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, once we have that open, we're going to actually go into Active Directory and check to make sure everything is good, right? We went from old to new, and then we're going to make sure a group policy is opening with the new information. DNS is open with the new information. There's a few more steps, so hang tight. And while this hangs tight, I'm going to take a sip of my tea, my green tea. All right, give this a moment. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know I say that a lot, but I just enjoy doing this. And like I said, I think in the beginning of the series and beginning of the videos, I don't remember what video, but this brings me back to the roots of what I was doing years ago, like with sysadmin stuff, network admin stuff. This is fun. I actually missed this, and I was saying this in a little podcast that I was doing with a fella called IP Config on my Discord. Like I actually miss, and this is, I enjoy this a lot. Okay, and today is September 11th, so hats off to all the survivors from 9/11, and you know, my condolences go out to anyone that's watching this that had anyone pass in 9/11. I'm from New York. I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little control delete really quick. So we see old server here, old company. So let's go and click on other. So now we have new company, right? So let's go ahead and log in as the administrator. Okay, and then my fancy password. Okay. So now this is going to go ahead and log into the new. And once this logs in, we'll go ahead and open this. And then let's go ahead and open up Active Directory. Right, we'll give this a moment. And look, folks, let's see. All right, so you see here, newcompany.com. So now we're good to go. So far, so good. So what we can do now, we can check out, obviously the domain controller is going to be the same and everything like that. So now let's go ahead and go back to Server Manager. Let's just minimize this. Let's go back to Server Manager, go to local server. So there is a few things that we have to do quickly here before we continue, right? So let's go ahead and click on computer name. And as you see here, the fully qualified domain name, or the fully computer the full computer name is Win22DC01 old company. So the DNS suffix has to change. So let's hit change here. That's fine. Hit OK because this is a domain controller. Let's click on more, and we just have to put here new. Right? So newcompany.com. We're good there. It's good. Hit OK. Yeah. Go restart now. Let's go ahead and reboot that bad boy. And once that's good, we should be golden. And then we'll continue with the process. There's a few more steps. So we'll give this a few more minutes. Thank you guys. This is a little patience. So the next thing we're going to do that's associated with Active Directory, and then we're going to check out group policy. There may be a few things that we may have to fix in group policy. And if that is the case, we're going to go walk through those steps to fix that. And then we're going to go ahead and check DNS to make sure everything is working in DNS. And then we're going to go ahead and run a couple more commands and finish the deal, right? So we'll give this a moment. Mm, nope. So I wish I was good at the whole editing thing, like fast forwarding this super fast and doing all that. But I'm not. So instead of like stopping and doing all that stuff, I just Be patient. I'm really good at network admin, sysadmin stuff, but really crap at um, editing. But what are we gonna do? All right. So let's go ahead and log back into the server. All right. So once this is open, we're gonna go check really quick, make sure everything is golden in our server. New company, everything looks good now. Perfect. Awesome. Let's go ahead and open up group policy. All right. So we do get this error. That's fine. We're gonna fix this right now. So we can hit cancel in here. We're gonna probably get another pop-up. We'll hit OK and then cancel. That's fine. We're gonna fix this. So that's fine. Actually denied. Okay. So let's open this up. Let's see if we can open. I want to show you the error. I guess we're not going to be able to see that error. All right. All right. Cool deal. No sweat. I guess. Okay. Cool. No problem. So let's go ahead and open up the PowerShell again. PowerShell as an admin. There's going to be a few more things that we have to get done here. Let's go ahead and CD to. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do something called GP fixup. So GP fixup, we can just do GP fixup. GP fix. And I'm the worst typo. And let's do question mark, my favorite, right? So what this is going to do is it's going to fix up any domain name dependencies and group policy objects, right? So this is going to, since we renamed the domain, there's a few things that we have to do in here to change, right? So if we see here, we have, for an example, old NB, and which is the database, NetBIOS, then we should have to change the DNS name. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go ahead and CLS. So now we're going to do, so we're going to do /old, nose is itchy, DNS. In my case, my old DNS is old company, okay, .com. And then we're going to have to change this to the new. So we're going to do new DNS, and this is going to be new company.com. Okay. All right, so that was good. So that was successful. And the next thing we have to do is change the NetBIOS name. Okay, so we're pretty much going to do the same thing. Take this out, new NetBIOS, NB. Okay, so let's go over here. This is going to be the old NetBIOS. Okay, so once we hit enter here, we should be good here. All right, so this is good so far. Now we can go ahead and let's minimize this for now. Let's now try to open up group policy, and it's still all right. So let me exit out of here. What I want to do is cancel that, cancel this. All right. What I want to do is reboot really quick just to check some stuff. I want to take this out of here. Before we actually reboot, I'm just going to open it up from tools, group policy management. This is okay. Two. Right. Okay, very strange. All right, so let me reboot. Let's try to reboot the server. All right, let me make sure everything went with no issues. Successful, successful. Okay, so let's just try to reboot really quick. That's what they say, right? Reboot fixes everything. I remember I used to say that. I'm like, oh, just reboot it. It'll work once you reboot. Uh, it's not always the case, but most of the time it is. So we'll give that a second. Oh man, this is where this is where I wish I was good at editing, so I don't have to fast forward this part. But sorry, folks, I'm not a superstar editor, and it doesn't make sense to stop it and then restart the recording just for a couple seconds, less than a minute. probably. All right, so let that apply the new settings, and hopefully we can open up group policy again. It works. Applying some computer settings, so hopefully it's working, right? Applying those settings, so it's applying those settings from group policy. Say, come on, you can do it. Where are we at in the recording? It's for right now, 20 minutes. Yeah, I thought this was going to be like at least a 25-minute video because of all the little, sorry, one sec. All like the little tedious things, all the reboots, all, explaining that I wanted to explain that, I'm built out a whole new domain for this video. So just like, see what I'm saying? Like if we really broke group policy, I didn't want that to happen on my real server. So let's go ahead and open up DNS just to make sure DNS is working. Okay, DNS is good. So let's go ahead and go to forward lookup zone, and let's go to new company. Boom, everything looks good. Everything is good there. New company here. Everything is good. Forward lookup zones. What we have to do here is go to new. Double click on here. Update. Okay, so that's good. See if we can reload this. All right, that's pretty strange. But we'll check that in a sec. All right, so because there's a few more things we have to do. So let's go ahead and come back here. Let's open up group policy. See if this same thing works. Still not working. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. Those commands. I'm sure I did it right, but copy loaded. Okay, so let's go ahead and right click, run as admin. Okay, let's do cd. All right. So all right. So what I'm going to do, let's try this one more time. Is gp fix. So gp fix up, and then we're going to do old DNS, which is going to be old company.com, and then we're going to do new DNS. Okay, perfect. Start fixing that. Okay, that worked. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is the net BIOS. So here, new NB, old NB, B. Okay, so I think that looks all good. Let's hit enter. All right, so that executed successful. Okay, now let's go ahead and see if we can open up group policy. I don't know what the heck is going on here. This is really interesting. All right, that's really strange. So let me see something really quick. All right, let's go ahead. So what we're gonna do really quick, let me run who am I really quick. All right, so I am on a new company. See, I just wanted to make sure I was on new company. So I want to run a few more commands really quick. What I want to do is run that rename really quick, rename Dom, and then we're going to do a clean really quick. All right, and then we're going to do the end. Just going to end everything. And let me go ahead and just, good. And let's go to Active Directory really quick. All right. So I just want to see something really quick. Users. And for example, domain, the admin profile, account. All right. So new, the old is not there. Okay. So we're good there. All right. So what I want to do really quick is I want to make a new, I want to clone this guy, copy. I'm just going to put Pat. Okay. I'm just going to try to log in as me. And then password never expire. That's fine. Okay. All right, so now look at here, look at this account, new. Okay, perfect. New company. All right, so now let's go ahead, log off here. I'm going to log in as Pat. Here's another domain admin. I have to set up his profile and all that good stuff. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long. Hopefully, it's pretty quick. Not like setting up Windows 10 or Windows 11 that takes 50 years. All right, so let's just go ahead and open up group policy really quick here. There we go. I just wanted to make sure it was working, but it is working. So, yep, we're good. I just wanted to test everything in the sense of make sure everything is working. So if I go back to Active Directory, I can show you guys that is a should be a domain admin. Users at members of. He's a member of domain admins and all that good stuff. So there we go. This is how you change your DNS, excuse me, your DNS, your domain name, and let's go recap. Right, we changed the DNS settings, we did all the PowerShell commands, we tested the new configuration. Obviously, we had to, this is live, right? We're doing this live, so changing configurations on the fly is going to happen. We created Pat as a domain admin, tested, make sure group policy can open. And like I said, the last thing in the real world, now if you had people on the old domain or the old company.com and you want to, you have to join them to the new company.com. So yeah, this is pretty much how you do that, how you rename an AD domain name. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them in the comments below. And this is going to be I guess a half-hour video. So hopefully you guys learn a lot from this video. And like I said, I'm glad we got those errors because you may get that in the real world, and that's how we fix them. So thank you so much for viewing, and please like, subscribe, share. And until next time, folks, have a beautiful day.